Previously on Youths of Dublin.
Yeah, I'm really happy with what I got because it means that I have enough points to get into my course.
I don't think I did enough work to justify the results I got. I think I basically won the results lottery because I was not expecting that good of results.
Met Nico, okay? Yeah. And he'll tell me about like him having sex, but he won't tell me about like how he felt about the results. I'll like talk about how I felt about the results, and then he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I had sex with this guy." And I'm like, "Jack, really? Please."
I cannot believe he is screaming at the top of his lungs.
So, you've been saying like a lot of about me, pretty much. Why?
So, after all that, I bring up the fact that Jack's been talking about me behind my back to my friend group, which I don't understand. And, you know, he kind of just, the face dropped like, as if I've accused him of slagging off my ancestral tomb or some weird bull. I'm just like, yo, you said some behind my back, just wondering why, kind of stuff. And he was just like, don't know what you're talking about, like, you know, all this bullshit. I'm just like, well, I'm sorry, my friends have been telling me that you've been saying stuff behind my back, so either you say it to my face now or we go off privately and then you can say it to my face and we can sort out this problem and move on. I can move on with my life.
Well, talking behind my back, I don't mean. Why?
The thing is, I've never gone out of my way and been like, oh, I'm going to insult Aiycham. It's always just been like, it's literally just been in relation to like Nicholas and being like, anytime he does something, I'm like, you see, you do this, and sometimes Aiycham does this. He gets away with it because you're being a hypocrite about it, whereas Aiycham is.
Well, how do I get away with it?
Because you're consistent, whereas Nicholas is like, he's like a pub master where sometimes he does something and sometimes he does differently, and he'll flip it around and he'll tell people stuff but he won't tell people other stuff.
Consistent with what though? Is what I'm trying to figure out. What bullshit though?
I mean,
Nico planned this lunch and was like, at some point I need to get back at Jack. At some point I need to have me and my squad there. Nico is a good manipulator, but sometimes you'll catch the little threads of when he's manipulating other people and you're like, do you know what? I know that he's pulling the strings behind all of this. He's the one pulling the strings.
sometimes, like, you over-exaggerate sometimes, and then sometimes you leave things too vague, and it's totally fine, because sometimes you do that. That's totally fine. Except the problem is, Nicholas does it purposefully, whereas you do it just, like, accidentally.
Oh my god.
You can be like, oh, I'll just wait for like half an hour here, and you really need 5 minutes. Well, everybody does that, whereas Nico will do it purposefully in order to start a fight. And I'm like, would you stop?
Yeah. Wake up every morning, planning everything, writing all down. Yeah. Absolutely.
No, not that way. It's like, I'll say...
Oh, so now it's not in the morning?
I'll say, no,
it's in the afternoons.
No, I'll say 20... I'll say, if I say like 20 things about clothes, you'll go and be like, oh, well, that one is going to really set her off, so I'm going to tell her that. And I'm like, okay, whatever, Nico, if you want to tell her that.
No, that's
You're not going to tell her all of
that's
the
just not true.
Like, come here.
Okay,
that's
so,
just not true.
So
That's not true, though. I won't just pick one thing.
So apparently...
Yeah, Jack always acts like he knows everyone, not just Nico.
I get how Aiycham does things, and I understand it, so I'm fine. Like, no, what I mean is that, like, every so often you lie, and that's fine, because everybody lies sometimes. It's just you get caught out on it more, you know? So I'm like, I'm totally chill with Aiycham because of that. Whereas with Nico, I'm like, sometimes he'll lie one way, sometimes he'll lie another way, sometimes he'll lie.
No, it's okay, Nicholas. I think we should bring out the truth that you're really Batman and I'm Superman.
Oh my god. Well, first of all, I mean, people have lied. However, that was all in the past. I honestly feel like, for the most part, everyone has really kind of been, I don't want to say behaving themselves as if I'm like the parent of the group, but they really have been, you know, no one's been lying like in the past, And for Jack to say that, you know, oh, well, Aiycham lies, Nico lies, it's like, what are you talking about? It's a prime example of where things are just being came up with in mid-air, and it's like, oh yeah, you did that, remember? And it's like, no, I don't remember that, because it didn't happen.
Where did you come up? Where's all this coming up from? And then, like, I'm not throwing you under the bus here, Nicholas, right? But apparently you said that I have a version of myself in my head, and I portray a different version. Don't have a confused look on your face, because I know you're very smart. You said it's very smart, so don't.
I'm saying, first of all, everyone has that. Second of all, I'm just saying it's more noticeable to you.
That I'm imagining myself.
No, as in like there's a real version of you, and then there's a version of you in your head, which is like, this is what I want to be. And I'm like, it's very noticeable with Aiycham. But with like everybody else, it's not so noticeable. And I was like, okay, well, that's just how Aiycham is.
How's it noticeable with me?
I was just talking about the stuff with like, because it was in reference to like talking about Eoin and when you had the problem with like Eoin not being manly enough, and I was like, Aiycham has this idea of Eoin in his head, except Aiycham isn't exactly. Aiycham is basing his opinion on what Aiycham wants to be rather than what Aiycham is. And I was like, it's just, I was complaining because I was like, it's not real fair.
I am who I am. The way I act is the way I act. Like, there's no other way to go around it. Like,
How can you say all of this about us with so much conviction? That's what I just don't understand.
it's like you got off Wikipedia or something.
Yeah, it's like you spent a hot minute getting to know us.
It's like that you said quotas or something.
Yeah, like, okay, it's like you spent a hot minute with us. You based all of these judgments out of nowhere, and it's like you got them out of a encyclopedia, and it's like, this is the truth, this is a fact, this is what you like, and a story. And it's just like so much conviction and content, and it's like, what?
If you had a problem with the way I say things, you should have brought it up beforehand rather than just being like, and clearly just bitching about to everybody else behind my back. And then being like, and then coming back and being like, Jack does this, and I have never done anything wrong. How dare you?
He's done plenty of things wrong, and he's been called out on it loads of times.
But when we were in Dunleary, Nico's sitting there like butter wouldn't melt in his mouth like this.
I mean, you know what you're doing.
What am I doing?
You know what you're doing.
What am I doing? That's how you perceived it.
Fully
That's how you
perceived
perceived it.
And you're sitting there like, Nico, you are very clearly going and bitching to other people about me, but when I say something to your face, you have a huge issue with it? I'm like, would you prefer if I bitched about you behind your back?
That's just your perception of reality.
You think I'm acting on it, that's what you're thinking.
It's like the reality that we're actually all living in isn't your world. Like you're perceiving reality in a completely different sense, as if everything you say and do is correct, but when we do something wrong or out of place,
but we're always incorrect.
We'd be called out on it.
Wrong. We're doing.
No, not at all. Because
I'm sorry, but I haven't said anything about you this far.
It's a game of chess, isn't it? It's a game of chess. It's always going to be a game of chess with Nico, because Nico is trying to make himself the dominant person, not by doing any of the things that could actually make him a dominant person. He's full Marjorie Tyrelling it, if any of you watch Game of Thrones. He's full Marjorie Tyrelling it and going, I'm going to stand behind the king and make him fight my battles for me. Because Nico can't fight battles straight away, because once Nico gets a little bit too annoyed, he'll just start shouting, and when you start shouting, you've lost the argument.
Called me and Nicholas out being like, oh, Aiycham's a constant bullshit. He pretty much, everything that comes out of his mouth, everything comes out of his mouth is a lie, but it's okay because everyone's kind of used to it at this point. Don't nod your head because it's pretty much what you said.
I'm saying that. I'm not saying you constantly bullshit. I'm just saying that the way... No, I said consistent. What I'm saying is that the way you bullshit is the same. So you can be like, oh, Aiycham didn't really mean that. And you can, like, in your head go, when Aiycham says he was there for half an hour, he doesn't actually mean that.
So we need to learn your language, basically, but not mine.
No, I'm saying...
No, I think everyone understands my language, but we just don't understand your language.
As in, Nico, what I perceive as...
Chest.
Nico is like...
Hey there.
He uses the way that everybody else is bullshit in order to make a wall around himself so that he doesn't have to be vulnerable.
That he doesn't... I'm sorry.
I am vulnerable all the time with them.
See, the thing is,
he's making
Nicholas is vulnerable.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to get dessert and I was like, shut up and eat the
Nearly 90% of the time. That's not one word of lie. It's simply because you've only started hanging out with Nicholas recently that he's put up a wall towards you. To us, he'd tell us anything. Like, he'd tell us that he had a fight with his mum, like, out of nowhere.
Like they know.
See, I'd agree with you there.
Everything
But, like,
happens because Snapchat.
I've been talking to Chloe, and she's totally agrees with me on this. So I'm like, well,
Chloe's just two-faced in general, so that doesn't surprise me. So,
yeah.
Chloe's two-faced. I said it last year.
Chloe can be a bit two-faced. Chloe does talk about people behind their back and then acts all nice to them, to their face. It's not news to her, it's not news to me.
I'll say it again. It's not news to her, it's not news to anyone, it's not news to me. I'm just repeating myself and people are acting as if this is a groundbreaking news, like, how could you say that? Where are you getting this? Hello.
Everyone is two-faced.
Yeah, I know.
No, not
But, like,
everyone.
I
You
would
can't call everyone two-faced. You simply cannot call everyone two-faced.
You can't
he gave
say
out to me and
everyone
John Leary for
knowing
presuming everyone is two-faced, and then he just said everyone's two-faced. But that's
I'm saying everyone is a little bit two-faced, but when you
You
say
didn't say no. You didn't say a little bit. You said everyone is two-faced. You can't come up with a
You
big
don't know
presumption like
everyone.
that. You don't know exactly.
with Chloe though. If I have something to say about her, I can say it to her, but she would never say half the to me. That's the difference. That's how she's two-faced. I like to bitch about Chloe, but I have no problem saying it to her. But she just won't say it to me. She's just completely fake.
If I have a problem with someone, I'd say it to that person. I wouldn't go saying it to other people.
fake, but if you're gonna have a problem with someone being fake,
Yeah, because I'm fake. I know I'm fake. That's fine. Yeah, I'm fake. I'm so fake. I'm not genuine.
The real issue here is okay.
You know, for a long time I've been thinking, where the has Jack been getting this from? And it's starting to become a little bit apparent where he's getting this from. The one person who is known notoriously for being two-faced and the person who is kind of drifting away from me is Chloe. Big shocker. Not.
Like, he's not being fake, he's being totally real with you. You're the one who's being an arsehole and a dickhead.
I have no problem with any person having any part of law, apart from people who are hypocrites, okay? Because if you're not consistent to your own, then I have an issue with you. And the only person in this group that is even vaguely hypocritical is him.
Who made you the judge of the jury, though?
Okay, so Jack saying he has no issue with anyone unless they're being a hypocrite is hypocritical, really. Because, you know, one minute he's saying, oh, I don't know you. Next minute he's saying, this is what you're like. Seriously. One minute he's saying, out Aiycham. Next minute he's like, I never said anything about you. Hello.
Because you've been showing yourself to be hypocritical so
I'm not going around analysing people.
Analyse people just because Nick is.
So, like, I feel exactly the same about Aiycham. Aiycham is very easy to understand. He's a very straightforward person. The way he lies, because everyone lies, is that he'll pick up on a single detail and he'll go with that, and that's his idea of a better person. He makes snap decisions and he'll stick to them. It's fairly straightforward. It's really easy to deal with. You just make sure that every time he's making a snap decision, the decision is one that is fairly close to accurate. Alex is just sitting there, and I feel like she's offended, and I feel like she thinks I think she's stupid. And I'm like, Alex, I don't think you're stupid, and I feel like maybe we're actually seeing Alex's insecurities for the first time. We're seeing Alex go back into her shell, and we're finally seeing that she does have a shell. Everyone has a shell, because everyone has insecurities, and we're just seeing Alex's for the first time.
I get that, and you're like a straightforward, genuine person. Well, he won't. That's what I'm giving out to you.
You won't say it to me. I just
So you just did.
No, you're okay. There's one thing to say. I'm gonna say it out straight to your face, and then there's another thing where it's like, I'm gonna say it out straight to your face after I've already said it to everyone else. So I'm not gonna give him a chance to correct himself. I'm just gonna go straight out, tell everybody, and then afterwards I'll come back.
You just go analysing people like Kendall.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not that calculated. I swear to you, I'm actually not that calculated.
Next time on YouTube Dublin. I know Alex doesn't have a filter, right? But she knows when it's appropriate to say things. that's the thing.
Sorry,
Jack,
no, he's gonna scream at the top of his lungs. Nico was having sex. He's gonna scream at the top of his lungs in a restaurant. It's so funny because Jack gives off the attitude like, you know, everything he does is correct and proper, which is so funny considering he was screaming, I'm not even going to repeat it anymore, things in a restaurant.
Remember when that
you went down, he
my
ate
breakfast? Just finishing my breakfast. I didn't mind, but like he barely know me. Like I wouldn't even agree to do that. I'd be like, no, that seems weird. Like I wouldn't do that.
No, but that's what he's like. He doesn't know you, but he thinks he knows you. Like
Yeah.
that's what he's like with me.
Hello everyone, I have some really exciting news. There is a new addition to the family.